How much money you make is only determined by how much value you could deliver to the marketplace with your skill set.
There's a lot of people who work hard, but because they've never developed a high income skill, they've never developed the path to work smart, that they just stay stuck.
My invitation to you is to produce poetry in terms of your work that the world reveals as mastery.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time!
Hey Believe Nation, it's Evan, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, grab your coffee, I believe in you, let's do this. Over to you, Dan Lok.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
You don't have a high income skill. So our whole lives, when you were young, your parents told you, go to school, get good grades, get a nice, safe, secure job. You were never taught to develop a high income skill. Now, I don't mean just a degree, I don't mean just a certificate, I don't mean just getting the diploma. I'm talking about a skill set. A skill set is very different from a job. A skill set is something that you offer to the marketplace in exchange of money. And I define high income skill as a skill that could earn you $10,000 or more per month. That means $120,000 a year, basically a six-figure income. And I've created a lot of videos on my YouTube channel that you could watch on high income skills. You could easily type in high income skills, Dan Lok, and you can find a lot of videos on that subject. So I'm not gonna go into it. But the reason why most people don't become millionaires is because they don't have high income skills. They don't even understand the concept of high income skills unless you are a fan of my channel, you've been studying my work, then you know the importance of it. So that the skill set is what is going to give you that peace of mind. The skill set is what is going to give you that security. The skill set is what is going to give you the financial confidence. You see, when you have that skill set, you're not depending on a company or a corporation or whatever to pay you whatever you're worth. How much money you make is only determined by how much value you could deliver to the marketplace with your skill set. What it means is there's no ceiling to your income. You could earn as much money as you want as long as you are willing to work on your skill sets and as long as you bring more value to the marketplace. Is this making sense?
Having a high income skill is your fastest way to get your business off the ground. People often talk about working hard versus working smart, and at the end of the day, it's both. You know, working hard is your ticket into the game. You do not have a business without working hard, period. But working hard isn't enough. Working hard is not enough. You need both. And working smart means having a high income skill. If you do not learn how to get paid for what you're good at, for how you can bring value to people, then you stay stuck. You just stay stuck. Trying to learn, trying to make money, always knowing that you've got this big mission that you want to do more and just never being sure how to do it. So I look at Jeremy as an example, who I've started a YouTube consulting business with, and he went from being a grocery store clerk who was working hard, right? He didn't like what he was doing. He didn't like what he was doing. Nobody, I don't know how many people like being a grocery store clerk, but he hated what he was doing. And he came to my Thought Leadership Academy in Toronto to learn how to be a thought leader. He wanted to be close. He wanted to learn from me. Of the people that he looked up to, I was the one who was closest because I'm in the same city. He started his personal development journey by watching videos on my channel and started to think, I want to do something more with my life. So all the money that he had saved up, he came to my Thought Leadership Academy in Toronto. You know, from earning, that's a big price tag for somebody who's earning minimum wage. And how old is Jeremy? 20?
No, he's 20. He's young.
20, 21? He's young. Anyway, whatever. He's still a young dude. To save all your money to come to this event. So he came and he did it. And he learned how to be a thought leader, and we pushed him and he grew. And then afterwards he said, hey, how do I work with you? How do I stay connected to this energy? I can walk your dog, I can wash your car, I can buy you groceries, you know, like what? How do I keep this energy going? Because I don't want to go back to the life that I had. I said, I don't know, dude. I don't need somebody to walk my dog or to. I don't have a lawn that needs to be mowed. I live in a condo. I don't need any of that stuff. And then while I was doing my tour last year, I thought of him while I was driving through a desert in Texas, and I said, I want to start a YouTube consulting business with Jeremy. Jeremy didn't know anything about YouTube at the time besides watching some of my videos, but he wasn't an expert. He didn't know anything. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to teach him how to do it. I'm going to teach him, because that's what I would do. If I didn't have my business right now, if I was starting over, my channel goes away, I would become a YouTube consultant, because it's a way to bring a lot of value and get paid. Because you can work super hard, and it can take years before you start building up enough momentum to get paid to do it. So you want to find a few clients to go to who can pay you a lot of money. So Jeremy was working really hard as a grocery store clerk, earning no money. There's a lot of people who work hard, but because they've never developed the high income skill, they've never developed the path to work smart, that they just stay stuck. I'm sure you know a lot of people who work really, really, really hard at what they do. Maybe people super close to you, or maybe it's even you. You work really hard, you're not slacking, but you're still not where you want to be or nowhere close to it. The difference is you don't have a high income skill that can get you paid. So on my trip and driving through the desert, I told Jerry my idea. I think he was at work, wasn't he at work? Yeah, he was at work at his grocery store, right? He's working hard, he's at work, he hates his job, and I say, I want to start this business with you, but here's what has to happen. I'm going to be on the road for the next 2 months. I want you to research how to be a YouTube consultant. I want you to learn everything there is to know. I gave him channels to watch. I gave him videos to watch. I said, look at everything I've ever talked about, the YouTube algorithm. I want you to consume it. I want you to digest it. I want you to learn it, because when I'm back in 2 months, I need you to be up to speed on it. And this is now the next test, right? It's easy to get locked in your head and saying, well, I don't know anything about YouTube, and I don't know how to do this. I'm not good enough, and there's nobody here guiding me or training me, and maybe I can't do this. And to Jeremy's credit, he did it. He researched it. He learned it. When I got back, he had known, 80% of what I usually talk about and share without ever having access to my back end or analytics or even coaching or mentoring, just by watching the videos. And then I said, okay, great. You know what? Now I was impressed. I was impressed. I hadn't made the time to train him because I was on my tour. We come back, said, okay, next step is I want you to do some coaching. And some of the other people from the Thought Leadership Academy, we offered a free coaching session too. And I said, Jeremy, I want you to start doing coaching, because there's one thing to know in theory, there's another thing to actually help people through it. And so that's what he started doing. He lined up a few sessions. I sat in on them, not speaking, just sharing, not speaking or sharing, listening. Just listening to Jeremy and see how he's doing. And that was actually really impressive. This guy can do it. This guy's giving great value. There's still a lot that can be improved. There's still a lot, that can be improved on. I haven't done any coaching with him yet, but he has a lot of the raw ingredients because he had done the work, because he had spent the past couple months researching. And so I trained him. And then we did a couple more free sessions. I'm like, okay, you're ready to charge now. And then he started charging. And he went from, his first client was $500 a month, which already, like $500 a month is not a ton of money, but to get $500 from one client is so much easier to build a business off of than trying to sell $500 worth of books, or $500 worth of ads, or $500 worth of whatever mass market thing you want to do, right? $500 worth of labor at a grocery store earning minimum wage, right? But that was $500. And then the next client, I think, was also 500, and then it became 1,000, then it became 1,500, and then 2,000. I think minimum now to work with Jeremy is 3,000 a month, and his highest client is a lot more than that. And that's where he's at, right? To go from, in 1 year, being a minimum wage grocery store clerk to now working with some of the people he looks up to in the industry, making 6 figures plus, making mid 5 figures per month now, which is crazy. Like, he looks at his bank account every day. He's like, I can't believe that this is my life right now. What a change in now about 1.5 years since we started this thing. What a change. Why? It wasn't because he was working any harder. It's because he developed a high income skill. And he's a guy who knew nothing, right? He was learning a skill that he had zero experience in. Now, does it help to have a mentor like me guide him? Sure. But he did a lot of the work himself before I even showed up. So That's your next step, is you got to figure out who are the few people that I can sell to that I can charge a lot of money for, whatever that is, especially if it's inside a business. So much easier. Think B2B at the start instead of B2C, business to business instead of business to consumer. We tend to default to thinking selling to consumers. But when you're selling $500 to the average consumer is really expensive, right? What was the last thing you spent $500 or more on? Probably not that many things, and you spend a lot of time thinking about that. But $500 to a business is nothing. Same thing with $1,500, $2,000, $5,000. It's not a lot of money for a business if you are bringing them value. That's your job. How can I bring incredible value to a business that I can get paid $5,000 a month from that one client, and then go off and get 10 of those clients? Even if your big ambition, your dream, your goal is to impact the world and have a much bigger impact and reach the consumers and reach the one-off people who can't afford it. That's my mission too, right? I want to reach everybody. That's why I make so much free content, because I want to reach the entrepreneur who was like me, who was the 19-year-old Evan. I still make content for 19-year-old Evan who doubts himself, who quits, who doesn't think he can do it, who doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. That's who I'm making content for. That's my ultimate ambition. I want to solve the world's biggest problem, right? I want to reach 1 billion people, right? And to make that happen, you have to fund your dream. And the best way to fund your dream is to develop that high income skill that you care about, that you know, that you can learn, and you can pick it up quickly. It doesn't have to be something that you spend 10 years studying to get the skill. You can pick it up quickly. But look at what you care about, what you love, what you could spend a lot of time doing, and then go research how to become kick-ass at it. I think you can learn anything really quickly if you really wanted to. And it's not gonna come from the textbooks that you got in school. It's gonna come by actually investing your time into researching that thing that you wanna be great at, and then finding businesses who will pay you to do it. You could be in a totally different spot a year from today, a totally different spot, making way more money, having a much higher quality of life, actually feeling like you're making progress and momentum in your business, making the impact that you want to have. You could be there in a year, and then in a even totally different spot in 2 years, or 3 years, or 8 years, and 10 years. At the beginning though, the fastest way to do it is to get that high income skill, start closing businesses, and start building your dream. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single #1 takeaway from this video, and how are you going to take action on it this week? The science says that when you get motivated and create your plan of action for specifically how you're gonna take action on the idea, write it down, when, with whom, how you're gonna do it, you have a 91% chance of actually following through versus just 35% if you got motivated but never actually created a specific plan. And when you share your plan publicly, you're much more likely to follow through, even more, to a higher degree. So I want you to get a result, not just watch YouTube videos, but to get a result in your life or in your business. So down in the comments below, I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action? Put it down below, because I wanna celebrate you.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. I want to share with you a lesson from Evan Carmichael's new book, Built to Serve. This section is about making money from your purpose. You have to embrace that. If you never learn how to make money from your purpose, you'll always end up needing a day job, and your purpose will become a hobby. If that sounds like a great life to you, then I'm happy for you. If not, then you need to figure out a money-making model that makes sense. One that is consistent, one that is significant, one that can pay you so you can quit your job and succeed to the point where you are providing jobs for others and helping even more people. You see, money is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. The more people that you serve, the more successful that you will be. So to have long-term success is not just built to last or built to sell or even built to scale. It is built to serve. And this book will teach you exactly how to do that.
You may have read my book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Sometimes I speak about Ferraris because I don't have a Ferrari, but I love the way that Ferrari rolls. And here's what I mean by that. A Ferrari is in many ways mobile art on 4 tires. A Ferrari in so many ways is a distillation of Enzo Ferrari's philosophy on mastery. A Ferrari in so many ways is a reminder to you and me about what world class stands for. And what I want to really dial into today is this. Did you know that every year Ferrari only produces 7,000 Ferraris? And the point of wisdom or the powerful idea I want you to really think about and deconstruct in your journal tonight after this mastery session is, why go really wide when you can be singularly deep? I'm going to repeat that again. But a great company and a great performer goes really, really deep on one or two things, and that's how you rise to iconic. We live in a world, I call it the cult of superficiality, addicted to distraction, afflicted by interruption. So we take the trinity of our performance assets, our mental focus, our physical energy, and our willpower. Those are the three primary assets of a world-class producer. And we diffuse them, we disperse them around thousands of projects, lots of little things. And yet I think of the 7,000 Ferrari philosophy. You know, they are world-class in terms of producing iconic automobiles, vehicles, but they don't want to be, they don't appeal to everyone. They don't produce hundreds of thousands of vehicles. They want to do a few products. They want to bring out a few things, but do them really, really well. And that's really the craftsman's mindset. That's how craftsmen think, or craftswomen. It's do a few things, but do them really, really well. You are an artist. My invitation to you is to produce poetry in terms of your work that the world reveals as mastery. You know, and that is really all about bringing rigor to your game. It's not about doing a lot of things, it's about doing one thing well. Because the secret of genius is not complexity, the secret of genius is simplicity. You look at any genius entrepreneur, you look at any genius producer, you look at any genius athlete, they're not doing 5 sports, they're doing one sport incredibly well and then putting in the training time to be monomaniacally focused so that they become otherworldly brilliant at their one thing. And I guess what I'm suggesting to you ultimately is this. Think about the 7,000 Ferraris philosophy. And if you are a business builder, let's say you're a startup entrepreneur, let's say you're a Fortune 500 manager, let's say you're a professional athlete, because a lot of professional athletes are watching these mastery sessions. Let's say you are a mother or father, a yoga teacher, or a chef. What are the few things that you could actually do in your work so that you take all of your mental focus, your physical energy, and the willpower that you wake up with every single morning, and you really monomaniacally focus those trinity of performance assets on the few things, the few projects that, when consistently iterated and improved every day over time, will allow you to reach a place where the world calls you world class. And if you can not only get this idea on the 7,000 Ferraris philosophy, but apply it so it becomes a way of being, you really will own your game.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
If you want another awesome Dan Lok Entspresso video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I was never, ever, ever a gifted speaker. Don't you get it? I shaped myself. I trained